I live on a lake. Shitty lake camp, but it's a swanky bachelor pad and I'm cool with it. This was back at the end of last summer. Sitting on the front deck, looking across the street to the lake water, rocking back and forth on the porch swing. The loons are calling, frogs are trying to get laid. It's an LL Bean commercial. I put my hands behind my head and drift off to sleep. I wake up to the sound of something clattering around in my trash cans. Oh, come on. I sit up and look toward the bottom of my driveway. There's this kid poking through my garbage. He's got regular kid clothes. Hey you, cut the shit. His head snaps up and drops the can's lid. Can't see his eyes, just know he's looking. I stand up and point at him. Go home. Leave the trash alone. He stands there, staring. I get the same sinking feeling I did when I heard the coyote bones being snapped. WTF now? The kid's arms twitch a bit, like he's got a chill or something running up his spine. Well, he leans down to the trash again. Hey! I step down off of the deck and on the gravel. My foot makes a crunching noise and something dashes into the bushes at the top of my driveway. Kid runs off down the street. I hear his footsteps for a while. I sit down on the steps for a minute contemplating getting a gun. There's a sploosh in the lake across from my place, like a frog just jumped into the water or something. The loons stop calling for a minute. Well, time to go inside and lock all the doors and windows. I finally get to bed after locking the house up, and listen to the loons start calling again. This is a short one, but you can probably experience it too up here. Late October, a few days before Halloween, driving on a rainy night. How do I get talked into this? Leaves falling out of the trees getting stuck to the windshield. It's a fun time. Roll the window down to smoke. Cigarette dangling out of the window while I cruise down to the next city along the coast to pick up a homeless guy and bring him to the hospital up my way that'll take him. Groovy tunes on the radio. I come around a tight bend, and I hug the line a little closer than I should have. White Toyota is in my lane. Holy fucking shit, gonna die. Jerk the wheel to narrowly miss the car. Come to a stop to get my wits. Crazy fucking kids. This is what MTV gave us. Frazzled. Lost cigarette. Light another one and park for a minute, puffing to some White Lion. Tapping the side of the car, listening to the music. Some guy grabs my arm and leans in. You okay, mate? I smack his arm away and lean away from the window. Fuck you. I shout like that's gonna scare off the woods demon that just tried to tear off my arm. Friendly, middle-aged guy, greased hair, shit-stained mustache. Hey man, just checking on you. Glance in my rear view and spot the Toyota sitting behind me. Whoa man, you scared the shit out of me. Sorry, I said hello, but I guess the music was too loud. You're okay, right? Yeah, sorry for yelling. It's cool. There are a couple of deer in the road up ahead. Watch yourself. I nod and he gets in his car and pulls away. I take a minute and cool off, put it in gear and roll on. Round the bend he was talking about and come to screeching stop. Turned sideways in the road. That's not a fucking deer. It's not even a couple of fucking deer. Middle of the road stands a moose, over the top of a dead moose's body. Moose is ripped to shreds, got hit by a moose blender or something. Other mooses standing guard. I inch up on the guardian moose and it lowers its head ready to charge. I stop and beep the horn. It lifts its head and steps aside. I cruise by slowly. Moose turns its head, as if it's scoping me out for the guy who did this to its wife, buddy, whatever. I pull beyond the moose and stop, looking back through my mirror, and the other moose lays down next to the dead one. Okay, time to leave. I get the guy and come back that same way, 'cause there's no other road that is as direct. Past the Moose Caracas, but no guardian moose. Round the bend again and discover it's been hit by a dump truck. Took its head clean off. Slow down as we passed the head, and those damn eyes were looking at me. Felt like it anyway. Fuck this shit. Drive off. Passenger was asleep anyway. Sitting in town one night, full moon, window down listening to music. Guy and gal walk by, wave and say hello. I wave back. Nice couple. I turn down the car radio and get out to walk around the car. I parked down at the boatyard near one of the waterfront bars. I sit down on the hood and light up a cigarette. Girl walks up and asks for one. I offer her the lighter and a cigarette. She joins me on the hood after lighting up. Is this your job? No, I do this for the orphans. Very funny. Yeah, been doing this longer than I can remember. Are you happy? Lady, I'm sitting on the hood of a Crown Victoria on a Saturday night. I'm not up for life lessons and philosophy. Fine, just wanted to know. Feel bad for being a jerk. It's not a great job, but I meet people. I like people. It's a good quality to have. How about you? Smoking with taxi drivers your job? Huh, no, I'm just a girl wandering through the world. A traveler, huh? Welcome to the road. Thanks. She gets up and walks off into the darkness of the boatyard. Okay, bye. She waves over her shoulder. I hear a hard thud come from the boatyard. Time to man up, David. Get in the car and cruise into the boatyard. High beams on. She's standing on the edge of the boat lift with a piece of a broken rowing oar. I get out and walk up to her. Everything okay? She nods and tosses the oar into the water. Gypsies are always okay, traveler. She looks over her shoulder toward me. Her eyes are that weird reflective kind that animals are, so you know that they're about to run out in front of you. Nope. Nope, nope. Get back in the car and back out of the boatyard. Radio to Central to send the cops down. They find a broken oar and her jacket, but nothing else. Cop friend tells me they chased some gypsies off the public beach the morning after. Gypsies come through town a lot. They fuck around up in Canada too much. I should sign these. Sincerely, the unluckiest bastard in Maine. A couple weeks after Burger Baron's last phone call, off duty, downstate for a jazz festival, come across a guy pissing on a building. Classy. Walk by him and under a catwalk that connects two banks together or some Richie Rich shit. I stop under the catwalk as I spot a dog walking up the street. 1 a.m. Saturday. On that side of town, I guess. I pull my hands out of my pockets and clap for the dog to come to me. The dog stands there under the street lamp's light looking at something on the other side of the street. Its ears twitch occasionally like he's hearing something. I approach cautiously. Maybe he's tracked a raccoon. The dog's head lowers as I get closer, but it's not looking at me. I step up to the dog. It jumps a little once it realizes I'm so close. Dog snaps back to what was looking at. There's this bat thing resting on a brick wall, like full-on attached to it. I place my hand on the dog's head, gently massaging his head. Easy, it's just another animal. Dog bolts off suddenly. I watch it run off into the darkness and turn back to the bat thing. Its wings spread and holy shit, it's huge. I'm looking at a bald eagle-sized bat thing. It crawls a little higher on the wall, ignoring me, I guess, as it heads toward an open window. What? I'm stunned. It's huge. and it's headed for that window. I pick up a rock from the road and toss it into the trash cans. It makes a big rock-hitting metal noise. The bat thing falls off the wall and into the trash, tearing it to shit. I hear it snorting and tearing at things as it goes after the rock. Well, leaving now. I take off the same way the dog did. Homeless guy tells me it's lived here for a few months since warm weather came. The homeless avoid it. I ask him why. He says some crazy guy shit about how it steals souls or something. I ask him how that works. He asks for money. Nice. I hand him a 20 and he stuffs it into his underwear. Ugh. He tells me it comes to them in their dreams and that a couple of his friends have died after saying they'd seen it in their dreams. I sit down next to him and think for a minute. He tells me the homeless call it Dreamcatcher. Really? That's the best you've got? I ask him why that name. You got a better name? Nope. Dreamcatcher it is then. I get up and offer to buy him coffee, but he's content with the 20 and draws his legs under himself. I leave him in the city I was visiting. Haven't heard of Dreamcatcher again. Same Maine fag, on duty. Christmas time, 2010. Santa's village downtown. Kids everywhere. Gypsies are in town, selling stolen shit. Good times. Having breakfast at the bakery downtown. Hey David, have you had any fares headed out to the old train station? Nope. It's condemned. Nobody lives there. Weird. A guy came through here the other morning. Asked to have a wedding cake delivered down there. You didn't take the job, did you? Nah. He couldn't give me an address, just the old train station. I'll keep that in mind. Go about my day. Christmas rolls around, no kids, wife to be around. So I'm working. Twiddling thumbs by the boat landing, watching it snow. Central tells me to head over to the honky-tonk country bar at the edge of town. Who the fuck is drinking on Christmas? Head over. Old guy smoking by a truck that slid off the road. Need a lift? Called a cab. I turn my top light on. Guess you're the guy. I'm the guy. He gets in and I crank up the heat. I ask him where we're headed. He tells me the old train station. Okay, it's condemned. I can't leave you in the wintertime with nowhere to go. Relax, I'm not living in the station. I'm converting a boxcar into an apartment. Oh, apologize for being a shithead. Everybody is creeped out, it's fine. Drop him off. Christmas morning. Wake up downtown. Fell asleep waiting for a call, I guess. Central tells me that the guy at the train station wants me to come out before I get off work. Goody. Boxcar Willie wants a sit down. I cruise over, wheel into the train station's parking lot. Can't get to the rail yard without walking around the platform. I get out and lock the car, just in the case. I walk around to the rail yard and find that he's been skinning dogs, deer, rabbits, cats, etc. He's sitting on the landing wearing a red coat and black jeans. He spots me as I spot the skins. Hey, David. Thought I wouldn't see ya. Fuck. If I run, he'll chase me. Hey, Van, go away. Just a fake name. I called him by his real name. I step up onto the platform and try to ignore the skins being stretched in the doors of the boxcars. I keep a good 10 feet between us. My truck is pretty fucked up. You think you guys could handle moving me back and forth between here and town? It's our job. Sounds like a plan then. He stands up, and I step back. He turns away from me and sets a glass of wine down on the floor and reaches into his pocket, pulls out a watch and some money, gold dollars and regular bills. He offers $50 to me to make sure he gets top billing when it comes time for a ride. I accept and wish him a good day. Book it out of there. Tell Central I want nothing to do with the place. Send Ken or Barbie down. Better not send Barbie. She'd make a nice coat. Van Goghaway hung around town for a while before he abandoned the rail yard and I guess joined the gypsies. Continued from previous thread, I guess. Friends of the Mountain of Murder / Eastport girlfriend ghost family booked me to take them down to a rich gated Bayside community. Rent a house for $2,200 a week. What a deal. FML. Fancy new Escalade in the middle of a tourist community. Out of state as everywhere. It's cool. I'm from here. I speak the language. Brought wife and husband here. I'll call them Mark and Cleo. Mark and Cleo rented a house and wanted me to stay in town because there's no taxi for at least an hour. So I stay at their place in the mother-in-law's house out back. I'm hanging out by the waterfront talking to an old flame. The fog has rolled in, and the lights along the dock are making shapes out of the fog bank. Looks cool. In the distance, I see a white light like a flashlight out over the water bobbing up and down. The lighthouse about a mile away starts sounding off a warning to boats. Fog horns are loud. Fog horns a mile away are deafening. Hang on, foghorn. I put my hand over the phone watching that light. Looks like a rowboat with a headlight. Shitty time to come in from the island bucko. The horn fades, and I pick up the phone again. So how are the kids? We talk for a bit and I watch that light. The waves are crashing because the tide is going out. Still, that light doesn't move except to bob up and down on the waves. Hey, I think there's a boat stuck. I'll call you back. I hang up and put the phone in my pocket before heading out onto the foggy dock. The light seems to be sitting at the end, but it's too far out to be tethered. I step out to the end of the dock, at least where it feels like the end, too foggy to tell. I grab onto the railing and a lamppost just to make sure I don't take a dip. Hey, are you okay? I shout into the fog. I hear nothing. The light continues to bob up and down. Hey, I'm not a cop, just tell me you're all right. No reply. No reply. The light just sits there in the fog. I smack my hand against the railing. Look, it's not cool to just be an asshole in the fog. I'm pissed this dense fucker could get hurt. I step back from the edge. Something brushes up against me like I stepped into it. I turn around suddenly, expecting the person in the boat to be there. This 30-yard dock is crawling with fog people. This is a legit phenomenon in Maine. Humanoid figures wandering through the fog. Holy shit, ghost convention. Latch onto the railing. What the fuck do I do? I push myself off the railing and toward the shore through the fog people. I can feel them walking through me, or I'm walking through them. I see them dancing. I try to step around them, but it's just unavoidable. It feels like I'm walking through cobwebs and hot hair. I jump down onto the beach once I'm close enough and rush up out of the fog. I turn the headlights of the Escalade on, and I can see them clearly now. 20 or 30 of them, walking around, dancing, just being fog people. I climb into the SUV and call my friend. Hello? Fog people, all over the docks. Calm down, David. They walked through me, Elvira, not her real name. No, you walked through them. Are they pissed? No, just happy to live again. Are you serious right now? Do they look like they're going to eat you? No. Go to bed and leave the fog people alone. I explain the light to her. It's probably just a manifestation of the fog people. This is why we couldn't work. You're fucking insane to be okay with this crazy shit. Go back to Mark and Cleo's place, lock the door and hide under the blankets.